In Pittsburgh, I'm John Sanders, along with John Paul Della Camera. We're at halftime here. MISL soccer between the Force and the Spirit. It's 3-1, Pittsburgh leading. Pair of goals in the first half of play from Dave Hagen, also one from Greg Ostauchek. Tommy Christensen had the only Cleveland goal. John Paul, I thought they started rather slowly, but it's picking up.
I think they were feeling each other out. Maybe they forgot that the rivalry does exist. It did get physical in the end, John. But the thing that I think Pittsburgh fans would be happiest about is the way they're playing defense. That means in the last 3 games, only 1 goal has been given up in the opening half of play. And prior to that, especially on those road games, Pittsburgh was giving up so many goals they were getting into a hole very early and unable to come out. So this has been a good sign.
That is a change from earlier in the season when all the teams in the MISL were giving up a lot of goals. That includes the Pittsburgh Spirit. But, you know, that kind of defensive play also does a lot for your offense. It gives them a chance, gives them some breathing room.
Well, I think when your defense makes the big play, you can come upfield strong. The other night, Pittsburgh got a couple of big goals after big saves were made by the goalkeepers, and especially big plays by the defenders. Once Kevin Marr breaks someone up, it could be off to the races for Pittsburgh, and Marr did a great job, especially in that first half on Craig Allen.
3-1 is our score. We are at halftime in the Civic Arena. Hope you're enjoying the game. It has been a rather tough season at times so far for Spirit forward Charlie Green. But as John Paul found out, there's more to Charlie than just playing soccer.
When Charlie Green played for New Jersey, Cleveland, and Phoenix, he always had big games against the Pittsburgh Spirit. Pittsburgh decided to change all that, and now they've made sure that the only goals Charlie Green gets will be for instead of against Pittsburgh.
When you have a good game or a good few games against a team, they're going to probably be upset for one thing that maybe you beat them with a goal here or there, but also they want to have you on their side, I suppose. It's always fun to play with guys who are good, solid players, someone like Stan Terlecki, who's, you know, an obvious talent, one of the most talented players I've ever seen, because he's makes you sort of rise up to his ability, and you've got to be careful because you never know when he's going to give you the ball, and that's always a lot of fun. No one really knows what kind of tolls this game takes on a player, because it really hasn't been around that long, but I've been free of injury, knock on wood, so far. So, you know, provided everything went well, I'd like to play as long as I could, or as long as I'm playing well. I think if I got slow, you know, I started slowing down or something, I think it would take away from my game a lot, and I would probably stop playing then. I wouldn't want to be in the position where I thought I had to play for money or something like that. But I would like to play till I was 30 or a little older. I don't think there's any, you know, if I felt great when I was 32 or 33, I would continue to play. I have a facility in Massachusetts I'm involved with a few other partners, and we have a tennis club and an indoor soccer facility. So that kind of keeps you in the game there. You know, I help out with a few guys, some friends back home with camps and things like that. So I think I'll always, you know, I love the game, and I'll always be involved in some way or other. The biggest gripe I have about watching organized soccer is that a lot of times I think that can stifle a young player. You know, it's good to play on a team. You're not saying don't play on a team. You have to play on a team. I think the thing to do when you're young is to work on your technique, on passing the ball and dribbling the ball, individual stuff. The team stuff can always come. You know, that can always be taught to someone. I think to have the raw talent, you have to play a lot as a kid with the ball. I was born in New York City, and I lived in Massachusetts really since I was 1 until my dad got a job in London. So I was there about 3 years total. I played hockey and soccer, and I even played lacrosse in high school. And everything was going sort of on par. You know, after the soccer season in the fall, you jump right into the hockey season in the winter. And I liked both, and I think I was doing pretty well at both. People started wanting me to play soccer, you know, in college, and I choose not to do that, but then I went on some tours with some teams from Massachusetts, and I ended up with Fort Lauderdale. I played down there against the Strikers when I was 18, and I scored a few goals, and at that time they were looking for young American players.
Did playing hockey in your younger days help you to play indoor soccer since the games are so similar?
Oh yeah, I think a lot of it did. I think the biggest part that's probably similar is the amount of people on the field, you know, and that's the big outdoor soccer with 11 people. The tactics are completely different, whereas in indoors it's a lot like hockey. It's the same thing, and if you're a winger or center in hockey, you got to do a lot of back checking. You got to get back, because if you miss your man, you know, it's the same thing in indoor soccer. You might get a 3-on-2, a 3-on-1, and that's really dangerous. So it's you have to be really aware.
Welcome back to the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. I'm John Paul Della Camera. The Pittsburgh Spirit doing very well here this afternoon, leading the Cleveland Force by the score of 3-1. 2 goals by Dave Hagen, 1 by Greg Ostalchik. Tommy Christensen has the lone goal for the Cleveland Force. One of the key defensive players for the Cleveland Force is the subject of John Samber's next conversation, as Bernie James, who a couple of years ago was the MISL's top defender, has a tough job today, his assignment to stop Stan Terlecki. John Sanders has this conversation with Bernie James.
It is halftime here at the Civic Arena, and since we have played Cleveland so often and so tightly, we thought maybe you'd like to get to know some of the Cleveland Force players a little bit better. And with me at halftime is Bernie James. He said, I'm not going to be real popular in Pittsburgh. I'll tell you what, maybe you guys as a team aren't real popular here, but certainly the rivalry has produced some of the best soccer and some of the most exciting games between these two teams of anybody in the MISL over the years.
Yeah, I think it has. We've looked forward to playing Pittsburgh every year, and Baltimore too, and I think 6 out of our last 10 games have gone to overtime, so they've been good games for the fans.
Why? What is it about the two? Is it an equality of talent, or is it something that, do you get extra excited when you're playing a team like Pittsburgh, and is the rivalry part of that?
I think it is part of it, yeah. I get up for the games more when I'm playing Pittsburgh and Baltimore, those two teams especially. And I like the crowd down here because they give you a lot of stick, but, you know, it's fun to play here, and it's fun to play against Pittsburgh.
He mentioned that they were introduced last night, not introduced, but they mentioned that you were going to play, and the fans responded with a boo. You guys have done so well attendance-wise in Cleveland, and Pittsburgh is starting to come on. Have you noticed a difference? We're getting more and more people here for our soccer games.
Yeah, when I first came here 3 years ago, the crowds weren't that great, but the last year and then this year, even in our preseason game here, there was 5,000 or 6,000 people here, which is good, you know. And the crowds in Pittsburgh, I think they're getting to like soccer a little bit more. And I think indoor soccer is easy to understand, you know, and I think people like it a lot.
There's one difference this year as far as these two teams are concerned, and that is you're not fighting for first place at this point, fighting for a playoff spot. Why the change? Is everybody that much better, or have both Pittsburgh and Cleveland just had some problems?
Well, I think Pittsburgh's had some problems, and we definitely have, and we're not playing as well as we did last year at this point. But that might be a good sign for us, because the last couple of years we started out really fast and we faded at the end, and maybe we can do the opposite this year and start out a little more evenly and play a lot better at the end of the, you know, near the playoffs.
Are you adjusted to that now? It is a long season, and things seem to go in streaks and spurts, don't they?
Yeah, we definitely have streaks. Right now we're not playing that well, like I said, and we've had 4 overtime games, I think, that we've lost, and things haven't gone that well for us. But maybe later on in the season, then we'll win those overtime games and get a little luck.
I would anticipate also that regardless of how today's game ends, you have 2 more with Pittsburgh, and I look for them to be just as tight and just as exciting as the others. Bernie James has been our guest at halftime. Bernie, thank you. Best of luck to you in the second half and the rest of the season.
Okay, thank you.
It is Cleveland and Pittsburgh here in the Civic Arena. You're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer. The Force and the Spirit out there. We're wrapping up one of the other games that they have before halftime and sometimes after the Spirit play here in the Civic Arena. Certainly a great tournament, and great to see so many young people in the Pittsburgh area involved in soccer. We've got a good one going here. It's 3-1. Certainly a change from about 5 weeks ago when the Pittsburgh Spirit trailed at 1.3-0. Here's what happened in the second period. It was Cleveland trying to get back in the game. First of all, Christensen with a good move against O'Hara. Watch him turn him around, then come back the other way to beat Papaleo and score the goal. That made it 2-1 at that point, John Paul. A good individual move by Christensen.
It was a big play that Cleveland really needed. They were down 2-0, didn't want to go down by 3-0, and he takes matters into his own hands. Tries to take on Johnny O'Hara one-on-one. He just made a great move both ways, inside and outside, and then beat Joe Papaleo cleanly to that far post. That brought them back in the game, but as I mentioned before, Cleveland's had some problems, and Hagen adds to them here.
Hagen coming right back with a beautiful move. Just moving it across the red line. You can see the reaction of Vaccaro. It was a long shot, a hard shot. He'll turn quickly to his right. Everybody's just kind of coasting right now, and all of a sudden, boom, there's the shot. There's the goal that stretched that lead back to 2 at 3-1. So it is the Spirit leading 3-1. We'll be back with the kickoff for the second half from the Civic Arena. You're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer.
Back live at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh, I'm John Paul Della Camera. We look at John Kowalski and the Pittsburgh Spirit bench. We remind everyone that the Spirit are back in action Friday night against the world-famous New York Cosmos, led by their owner and sometimes even player, Giorgio Chinaglia. You can purchase $7 midfield seats for just $5 by calling right now with a MasterCard or Visa, 642-2067. And our Giant Eagle goal-getter contest, the contestant is Peg SWICK of Homestead. She has chosen George Tiger. Kathy Kemmerer will get gift certificates from Tropicana Juice and Armor Meats. She was not a winner in the last contest, but nobody goes away as a loser. Pittsburgh leads it 3-1 for the start of the third quarter. It's back to John Sanders in the play-by-play.
Thank you very much, John Paul. 3-1, Spirit leading, a pair of goals. Remember, at the end of the game, John Paul and I, with the help of our broadcast crew, will be selecting the Stroh's offensive and defensive players of the game. Right now, Dave Hagen has a leg up on the offensive award. Hoskeby, who went down, is back in there to start the second half. Ostalchek on defense, or midfield rather. O'Hara, Smith, the defenders. Here's Terlecki, lets it run. Marcio Leite's there to pick it up. Bernie James marking him. Our thanks to Bernie for being on at halftime. You can see they're not all bad, right? 14 minutes and 25 seconds left in the third period. Too far for Stan Terlecki. Michael Kalm tries to get it, but Stan comes up with it. Feeds it back to Smith. Gordon getting his first MISL point with an assist on the second Dave Hagen goal in the second period of play there. We've played almost a minute here in the third quarter. Action basically at midfield, not much happening. Louis Nanchoff now. On with Christensen and Hoskeby. Back to midfield it comes. Terlecki running for it. Gives Michael Kalm a little push. Vaccaro comes out to play it over to Bernie James. Ostalchek, you saw him pull down Tommy Christensen. So that'll be the first foul. Here it is.
If you want to know what a textbook foul is, that's it right there.
That's how you do it. If you're going to foul him, bring him down. There's Hoskeby turning and scoring. He got the pass from Nanchoff. Hoskeby, as he can do so well when he has his back to the goal, turns, knocks it past Joe Papaleo, and it's a 3-2 game.
Look at his reaction. It's like, ho-hum, that was routine for me. And it really was for Kai Hoskeby. People will argue about who the greatest player is in the MISL. A lot of people will say it's him. Unfortunately, we can't show this one back to you. Hoskeby, as he generally does against Pittsburgh, comes up with a big goal. He was allowed to be in a little bit deep, and he turned and fired, beating Joe Papaleo. It's 3-2, so it's back to a one-goal game.
Now, Hoskeby has been out much of this season, and that is only his second goal of the year. Those are very low numbers for him, but you can see he's starting to get it turned on. Dargle and Mepham running McNiven off the ball. Hagen comes up with it. He shoots weakly in front. Dargle drives it high in the air. Now McNiven into the corner. It's 3-2, Spirit by a goal. Taken away in there by Mike Sweeney. 13 minutes, 8 seconds to play, third period. Nanchoff picks up his second assist. The goal comes quickly in the first 2 minutes, officially a minute 24. James for Furphy. It's McKenzie. Of course, not allowing them to go back to the goalkeeper. Now they do. And Kevin Marr, whose job it is to mark the high-scoring Craig Allen, David McNiven. Left-footed shot misses to the right. Sweeney has it back for the Force. Paul Child is on right now, along with Hagen. 12:30 to play, third period. It's a one-goal game, 3-2, Spirit leading. Allen tries to drop it in for Furphy, can't do it. Dargle battling Hagen, and Child there. Finally controlled by Mike Sweeney. Play right now at midfield. Furphy takes over against Paul Child. Uses the board, comes in front, save Papaleo against Craig Allen. Allen hanging in that box area, got the place he wanted to be, but Papaleo able to anticipate and make the save. Now McKenzie running against Sweeney. He's pushed from behind, shot to the short side. Good save that time by Chris Vaccaro. Sweeney with Allen, gets it to Allen, marked by Kevin Marr, turning, and it's kicked away. Kick to the near side. Mars pushed. The foul goes against Cleveland.
You know, John, if Craig Allen has had a shot today, it's probably been one. I just can't even recall him getting set up. That time he was almost there, but Kevin Marr got some support. And that's one thing, too, when you're marking a player of great individual talent one-on-one. It's tough enough to do, but lots of times you hope for some support because there are times like that where maybe the great scorer can make the turn even on a great defender. So Kevin got some help there, and it paid off for Pittsburgh. They've kept him off the board.
11:25 to play third period. Papaleo started up and went back. Gets it to McKenzie. Hoskovy, who has a goal on him. Here's O'Hara trying to get it to Marcio Leite. It's cut off. Broken up by Mifflin. And back comes Hoskovy. He's big and strong. Hoskovy, 5'10", 180. 3-on-2 for the Spirit. Here's Stan Terlecki. His shot and a score. Got the pass from McKenzie and puts it away. And once again, the Force giving up a goal after scoring one, and it's back to that 2-goal edge. It's 4-2.
That's a big goal because, as you well know, John, 1-goal games in this league, forget it. McKenzie broke it up. He's got a legitimate 3-on-1 here. And then it became 3-on-2. Terlecki will get the ball. Leite is free. Vaccaro may have devoted some attention to him. We saw some blue jerseys in the end as Cleveland hustled to get back. It's 3-on-2 actually here. Stan will get it. And he wins that ball, beats Vaccaro to the far post.
Not much that the defense could do about that. McKenzie picked up his second assist. And for Terlecki, it is his 28th goal of the year. So Stan got the feed and put it in. And it came about 3.5 minutes after Cleveland had scored their goal. So again, the Force doing what they've done all year long. It's a trend that seems to continue, and it's going to hurt the Force.
Stan's 20th career goal against the Force.
Louis Nanchoff back to pick it up. Got Terlecki on him. Cleveland scored at 1:24. The Spirit coming back to score at 4:57.
Now Nanchoff just pushed Terlecki right after the whistle. If you don't believe the Spirit bench would be upset with that. That's normally an automatic 2.
Well, actually, it was only 2.5 minutes apart. There's the pushing.
Stan did push him first, but the whistle blew. And then if you missed that first foul, which the officials did, that's no reason to miss the second.
10:26 to play third period. Spirit 4, Force 2. You're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer.
Scored by number 20, Tommy Christensen.
Here's a replay of Tommy Christensen getting the goal, and we're really heating things up now in the Civic Arena. Christensen at 4:38 answers. Bernie James gets the assist. But Christensen with 2 goals in the game, and it's a 4-3 contest now. Christensen has 4 goals on the year. We have 10:03 to play. 4-3 Pittsburgh. The Force are not going to go away, John Paul. That's evident. O'Hara this time. There's a shot by Furphy, saved by Papaleo. To Marcio Leite. Pittsburgh's got to pick it up offensively a little bit now. Marcio, as Terlecki is running ahead of him. Smith with Terlecki to his right. Into the corner, too far. Vaccaro has it. 9:31 to play third period. Spirit 4, Force 3. Hoskovy and Christensen with goals for Cleveland in this third period. Stan Terlecki with a goal for Pittsburgh. O'Hara getting past Allen. The call goes against Allen.
I think you're right in what you said before, John. It's important to attack, get some more chances, because it's been Cleveland's trademark this year to give one up. They don't play as tight after they score 1 goal.
McNiven with a shot, just missed to the right. Knocked down in front by Mike Sweeney. Sweeney ahead for Allen. Marked by Smith. Now Kevin Marr is back on. O'Hara was marking Allen for a while, but Kevin has come back now. Gordon Smith will let Allen go. Kevin Marr will take over. Furphy near his own red line, trying to set up the offense. 8:45 to play third quarter. Spirit by a goal. It's 4-3. Marr getting in front to intercept the pass. Now it comes back to Allen, but Kevin again cuts him off. The call goes against Kevin Marr. Benny Dargo with an open shot to save Papaleo. Dargo had a wide open lane that time.
Allen's doing a lot of things off the ball, and the officials should take a good look at him. He's going down. He's trying to draw penalties. He's doing some holding and some pushing. I'm going to take my eyes and watch him, because that's an interesting part of the game.
Paul Child. Furphy is there for Cleveland. Child still chasing. Can't get it as Dargo brings it back to Vaccaro. No call. Foul fouls in the period, 3 for Pittsburgh, 2 for Cleveland thus far. We still have 8 minutes to play in the third period. McKenzie takes it away from Allen. Kevin Marr, 3-on-2. Now it's a 3-on-3. He overruns the ball, and back comes Allen. Murphy down the right side with a shot. It misses to the left. The offensive attack controlled right now by the Cleveland force, John Paul.
Cleveland's starting to pick up some momentum. If they can get another goal, it's going to be a tough one.
Here's Dargle. Again, he drives it to the right. Knocked down in front by Sweeney. And it goes out of play. 7:23 to play third period. You're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer. Welcome back to the Civic Arena. It's close as we expected, 4-3. The Spirit leading the force. Cleveland with an opportunity as Louis Nanchop will put it in play. Drives it right in front of header, a save, Papaleo. Christensen looking for the hat trick, almost had it. Chested down by Marcio Leite. He'll try to start the offense now. Ostalchek on the right side. Against Christensen. Knocked away in front. A foot save that time by Vaccaro. Bring it back to John O'Hara. Here's Stan Terlecki. Stan with a goal and an assist. O'Hara. Knocked away in front that time by Bernie James. Call goes against Michael Kahn. And that'll be the third foul of the period on Cleveland. Fouls are even at 3-3. Let's go back and take another look at some of the action at the other end. An open opportunity.
Great fake by Nanchop, who was kicking it, but Ostalchik was playing up a little bit and didn't come back.
Terlecki in front. Save Vaccaro. He got it to Marcio Leite. Marcio could not score. 6 minutes, 33 seconds to play in the third period. Spirit 4, Force 3. With 3 goals in the first 4:38. A chance here. Terlecki with it. Settles. Looking for Marcio Leite, and Calm got a piece of it. Ostalchik was knocked down in the box, but Michael Calm made the defensive play, just getting a piece of the ball to cut off that effort. Here's Smith. Starts a run down the right side. Brings it into the corner. He'll use the boards in front. James knocks it away. Back to Vaccaro it comes. Beats Nanchop against O'Hara. They both go down. Play on, the officials say. Mepham off the bench to make the interception instead of Hoskeby. Dennis Mepham fired off the bench. He'll shoot now. There's a save by Papaleo. Hoskeby against Marcio Leite. Marcio still controls. On the right side, he's got Ostalchik. Tries to get it to him. It's cut off. Knocked away by Sweeney that time. Nanchop settles, gets it to Vaccaro. Ostalchik will come off. McNiven back on. Terlecki will come off. Allen against Smith. Taken away by O'Hara for Pittsburgh. Looking for Paul Child. Pass is too long. Against Dennis Mepham. He brings it back. 5:08 remaining in the third period. 2 goals in the third period for Cleveland. 1 for Pittsburgh. The Force and the Spirit. Allen against Smith. Still controlling. Finally tackled away. Hagen with Child. Dargo will come back to pick up Hagen. Dave has 2 goals. Looking for a third. He gets it.
I don't know how you felt about that, John, but as he was reaching back to let that go, that one had goal written all over it. But let's go way back. Gordon Smith breaks up Craig Allen on a great individual one-on-one defensive play. He beats him. The ball comes upfield, and watch David Hagen do the rest. Cuts it to the outside. They do not close him down. That's the key. You've got to block that shot. Nothing Vaccaro could do. And Hagen, as we said, playing with a lot of confidence. His 3 goals give him the hat trick already with another quarter and 4 minutes and 45 more in this one.
And he put it right between the legs of the defender, Benny Dargle. So Hagen with a hat trick. The Spirit back to that 2-goal edge, 5-3. 4 minutes and 37 seconds to go in the third period. Gordon Smith picking up his 2nd assist, and he really earned that because he did the job defensively to set up the offense. Here's Papaleo to pick it off. That's exactly what we talked about at halftime. The defense setting up the offense and turning it the other way.
Keep in mind, John, you've commented before, a couple of big saves that Papaleo has made. This is the 3rd game in a row where the goalkeepers have done just that. And they're forcing Cleveland to come from behind the entire afternoon. Cleveland has never even tied it to this point.
Craig Allen against Kevin Marr. Furphy with a shot and a goal. So the Force come right back. 41 seconds later, Furphy gets the goal. Keith picks it up. It is number 18 for him, and Craig Allen gets the assist. Here it is.
That time Allen did help out. We'll watch him here. Kevin Marr on him very tight. But Allen lays it off. There's Furphy. There might have been a screen in front. A lot of bodies. No, just a very well-placed shot. Furphy will get it. People in Cleveland say Furphy's having his best season.
Best all-around season. Yeah. Maybe not as much offensive production, but best all-around play. 4 minutes exactly remaining in this, the third period. We've really opened it up. 5 goals in this period, 3 for Cleveland and 2 for Pittsburgh. So back to that 1-goal edge. It's 5-4. That was the final score the last time these two teams met. And that was an overtime game. Brett Hall on for the first time. Sibbies to Terlecki, back to Sibbies. It's broken up. Alex Tarnozzi is also on for the first time. So Timo Lukoski going to some substitutions, using some people who should be well rested at this point. Hoskevy deep in the corner on the far side against O'Hara. O'Hara goes down. Terlecki takes it away. Stan drives it to Charlie Green, who's on. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left, third period. 5-4, Spirit by 1. Sibbies on the right side with some room against Hall, and Vaccaro is there. The other way we go to Nanchop. Hoskevy with him. Nanchop will drive it from the right side. Now he's cut off. Smith coming out to cut him off. Here's Hall. Hoskevy. Sibbies settles to Smith. He'll drive it back to midfield and all the way down, where Vaccaro will pick it up for Cleveland. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. Third period. Spirit 5, Force 4. Hagen with a hat trick this afternoon. Nanchop missed high. Header is also high, and there is Papaleo. Nanchop had the shot. He missed just above the crossbar. Back comes Charlie Green. He's got good speed. Charlie turns it to the right. He shoots. He hit the post. It comes back. 2 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the third period. 5-4. Spirit by 1. Green again with Sibbies and Terlecki. Charlie into the corner using the board for Sibbies. He missed. Terlecki trying to get the rebound. Gets it to Green. Green again off the boards in front. There's Terlecki. He hit the post. Green again. A drive is knocked down in front. Stan will control. Good attack right now for the Spirit. 2 minutes remaining, third period. Terlecki looking for Smith. His drive deflected in front off the legs of Tarnozzi. And finally the Force able to clear, but not out. Right at the red line. Sibbies with his back to the goal. Feeds Terlecki. Stan walks in against Brett Hall. Goes to the left foot. Hit the post again. Amazing.
If anybody thinks there's no luck in this game, they just have to watch the last couple of minutes.
A minute and 30 seconds remaining, third period. Sustained for about 45 seconds. The Spirit really had the pressure on Vaccaro. Now we come back the other way. Sweeney turning to Furphy. Papaleo makes the save. That one was crawling behind Joe Papaleo, and he was able to reach out and make the save. A minute, 10 seconds remaining, third period. Just the kind of game we expected it would be. Hagen, who has the hat trick, breaks loose his shot, and there's Vaccaro. We're going end to end right now with some good opportunities for both teams. Under a minute remaining in the third period. Furphy has a goal. He almost had another. Furphy in the corner with a chance to save. Papaleo coming out that time to cut it off.
And if he doesn't, it's going in because the angle was there for Furphy, but Joe came out and cut that down.
Hagen on a run now with 38 seconds left in the third period. Back for Paul Child, who's been held scoreless so far. The Hagen in the corner tries to settle. Sweeney is on him from behind. There's the call. That's 4 fouls on Cleveland. With only 27 seconds left, I doubt the penalty is going to come into play. The fouls are 4 for Cleveland and 3 for Pittsburgh in this period. We have not had a 2-minute penalty in the game. Hagen off the boards in front. Comes off the glass. Settling it down is McNiven. Now we have 15 seconds remaining in the third period. Smith, who's played well here this afternoon. Child not able to get there. Vaccaro picks it up. Back comes Craig Allen. Chipping it ahead for Furphy. That's a 3-line pass, and we have 1 second remaining. So the Spirit will have one opportunity from the red line. Papaleo has been dented a total of 4 times in this game, but he has stopped them on other numerous occasions when they've had good opportunities. One second remaining in the period. Kevin Marr with a drive. That'll do it. So the Force outscoring the Pittsburgh Spirit 3-2 in the 3rd period, but it's still the Spirit 5, Force 4. 4th quarter's coming up. You're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer. We have one more period to go, and it's the Spirit 5, the Force 4. Busy 3rd period for Pittsburgh. See Terlecki's shot and the score. Stan scoring his 28th of the year. That made it 4-2. It had come after Hoskevy. It cut the lead to 1. Stan was able to score. And at the other end is Christensen. Makes it 4-3. Really a seesaw affair here in the 3rd period of play. Dave Hagen later completing the hat trick for the afternoon. His 3rd goal of the game. 12th of the year. Watch him again showing good strength. A little bit of a move right between the legs of Benny Dargle and into the net. That made it 5-3. Furphy answered that. We're underway in the 4th and final quarter. A 1-goal game. Here's John Paul again.
Thank you, John. Charlie Green hustling after it. It's a 5-4 Spirit lead. Cleveland has never tied up to this point. Pittsburgh has always managed to get that goal. We are playing, the Spirit are playing for Bernadette Danko. Paul Child is her pick in the Giant Eagle goal-getter contest. This, by the way, worth $400 in Giant Eagle groceries. So Paul Child, Bernadette Danko is counting on you. Put the pressure on you.
I'd like to see him get one myself.
On the right side, Nanchuk on his right foot takes the shot and he scores. Pittsburgh got caught there. Nanchuk very seldom goes with his right foot, mostly his left. And for the first time this afternoon, Cleveland has tied the game.
Nanchuk picks up his 18th of the year. Now watch him. He kind of lulls you to sleep. Strolls in. Okay, slow down a little bit. One quick hesitation move and then boom. And he beats Papaleo to the far side in the left-hand corner of the goal. Here it is again from another angle. Charlie Green trying to mark him. You can see Hoskevy trying to screen. Before the tackle can be made on the ball, it gets past Papaleo. We're tied at 5.
Louis Nanchuk's 18th. Oh, they're going to give it to Hoskevy. So what happened is Hoskevy must have tipped it. That's why Joe had that kind of reaction. Looked like it just kind of beat him. Looked like he was a little confused on it. He must have got a piece of it. I guess I didn't look at that close enough. 5-5 tie game.
Nanchuk gets the assist. He has 3 assists in the game, but Hoskevy has his 2nd goal. Here's what we expected, a tie game at 5-5, John Paul.
Gordon Smith over to Charlie Green. 13:55 remaining in regulation time. This is the 4th quarter. On the far side, Christensen with a couple of goals up for Louis Nanchuk. Now it is Gordon Smith drilling it back into the near corner. Hoskevy on it. Playing very deep for Christensen. Upfield now for Louis Nanchuk. Flips it ahead for Christensen. Sibbies ran by him. Smith after the ball with Christensen. Gordon plugging away will win it. Incidentally, that number on the MasterCard or Visa for tickets to the Cosmos game next week, 642-2067. Operators are standing by. You can get a $7 midfield seat to see the world-famous Cosmos for just $5 a ticket. And congratulations to Peg Swick. Although she wasn't an actual big winner in the Giant Eagle contest, she will receive gift certificates from Tropicana and Armor Meats.
And don't forget our Stroh's offensive and defensive players of the game to be selected at the end of this contest. Both teams right near their season average, averaging about 5 goals a game, and that's exactly where we stand right now, 5-5. We've had no penalties in this contest so far, and it would be something if we get one in the 4th quarter that could decide the game. So it's something to keep your eye on.
Pittsburgh has gotten away from the tight defensive play that marked the opening half, and usually when they play Cleveland, it gets to be a bit of a more wide-open style. Still very physical, but both teams always have a lot of chances. McKenzie upfield for Child. Knocking it back for Charlie Green, who used to play, by the way, for the Cleveland Force. Charlie, the subject of our halftime feature today. Up for Ian Sibbies. Sibbies to the right side. Cut back, has it taken away. Fights hard to win that ball back, but it's Louis Nanchuk on the go.
Nanchuk has been busy. He has 3 assists in the game. Louis had a goal in the first meeting between these two teams. That one went to overtime. 5 of the last 7 have gone to overtime. Overall in the season series, Pittsburgh leads 13-12. It's been just about dead even.
Ball played up to Allen. Kevin Marr once again right there on him. What a battle this has been. And they're going to call that foul on Kevin for kicking Craig Allen.
And so far, the Force have outshot Pittsburgh 26-20 coming into this 4th and final period.
Ostalchuk breaking it up. Gives it for Leite. Marcio up for Terlecki. Tackled away by Mifflin. Marcio in there after it with Benny Dargle, who'll win it back for Keith Furphy. Furphy blocked by Greg Ostalchuk, who clears it back to the midfield line. Dennis Mifflin on it in a 5-5 tie, 11:42 to play. This is the fourth quarter from the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. Hope you're enjoying this one this afternoon. This is Marcio Leite over the midfield line. For Child, or make it for Terlecki, and a give and go doesn't work. It's back to Vaccaro.
Our soccer television schedule will really start to pick up in February as we bring you more and more games. A total of 10 this year on the Spirit Network. Delighted to have you with us this afternoon.
February and March, it's going to get real busy as those games become even more important down the stretch drive as Dargle chips it ahead. Off the left wing boards, Ostalchuk wins it with a header. Great play to take it around Dargle. This is 3-on-2. Lead pass, gets to Terlecki. Slow, but it's there. Here's Stan outside the box. Takes the shot, and it's blocked. So a great opportunity initially on the 3-on-2, but Stan didn't get the ball the way he wanted it, where he could do the most damage. Free kick for Pittsburgh on the Cleveland foul.
And it was Furphy who did the job defensively against Stan Terlecki. Maybe Stan shot a little quickly that time. He had some help on the way.
There's a Marcio drive, but it's broken up. Craig Allen puts it between the legs of Kevin Marr. He's on the run. Players back for support, including Marcio Leite. Allen getting a shot away high and wide. Mepham can't settle it down. McKenzie getting a piece of it. Furphy is over there. It's cleared up the boards. Here's Ostalchuk. Tried the long touchdown pass, if you will, to Terlecki, and it's cleared back the other way. Greg going for all the marbles. Played into the box, and Leite gives it back to Papaleo. We've got a whistle somewhere. Furphy may have pushed McKenzie. Apparently, they're going to call a kicking foul on Furphy. That's who they were pointing to. Here's McKenzie.
You're exactly right. The long touchdown pass, but that's almost a desperation type play. We're not in that situation yet. There's plenty of time left. The score's tied.
Now, that's a good ball, but Hagen was robbed by Vaccaro. Ostalchuk doesn't usually go for broke like that, but I think he saw Stan quickly and didn't assess the overall situation. Here's a long pass off the boards. Vaccaro will be right there. Rolls it left to Louis Nanchoff. 10 minutes to play. Fourth and final quarter. Unless, of course, it goes sudden death overtime.
Wouldn't that be a surprise?
Yeah,
huh?
that could happen.
Could.
Not likely. Kai Haskeby with it. Plays it off the boards for Louis Nanchoff. Wants to turn. O'Hara won't let him. Far side boards to Haskeby. Haskeby pushed by McNiven. A little too hard on that second one.
So the fouls will be even at 2-2, John Paul. And still think back to that Haskeby goal. And I'd like to see the replay again.
Here's a shot off the boards by Christensen. Rebound hit off the goalpost, but did not go in. And there's a little bit of that luck that we were talking about. The goalkeeper's best friend. On the run is Christensen. He knocks it back to Vaccaro. Cuts it off the near boards. Back to Christensen. Lifting it high. This is Pittsburgh's ball. But McNiven headed it the opposite way. Hagen was breaking one way. The ball went the other.
Hagen had come from the far side to the near side and was out of the play.
Haskeby can't turn. Gordon Smith, nice interception. Hagen diving after it. That's how you could ruin an E, but both players didn't care. They were going after that ball. That's what's known as a 50-50 ball, meaning basically what it says, either side can win it. You often hear that expression in soccer, someone is good at chasing a 50-50 ball or getting involved with it. That's what they mean. A ball that can go either way, you dig down and try to win it. McNiven on the right side to John O'Hara. Sent to the far side for Gordon Smith. If you're wondering why George Tiger isn't playing, he was sick before the game. He's dressed, but he wasn't feeling well at all. Here's McNiven to the right. Takes the shot, blocked. David again. Off the top part of the crossbar, but a bit high. Hagen tried to settle it down. Cleveland will break away with it. Up the far side, Craig Allen. Marr crunched him into the boards. Should have been a foul, and that's a foul as well. But they missed the first foul.
Right. Tell you, that time Cleveland had a golden opportunity for a 3-on-2, John Paul, but that line was ready to come off. They were ready for a line change, and they weren't able to take advantage of the situation that they had.
You're right. That play had counterattack written all over it. But when you're at the end of the shift, it makes it tough. Kevin Marr, far wing side, did a great job when he wasn't called for that foul and delaying Allen. Marr to the left. Takes the shot off the boards. Furphy will head it right back to Vaccaro. Still 5-5, 8:06 to go. Fourth quarter, Allen will get it. On the right, McKenzie trying to run him down from behind. With help from McNiven, they do it. McNiven running it up the left side. Still with it, over the midfield line, brings it to the inside, and Sweeney too far in front of him. Broken up by Cleveland, a chance to come back. Sweeney with it. Inside in the middle to Furphy. Knocked away by Child. Civvies will get it. Ian leading it for Paul Child, chasing with Mepham on him. A collision along the boards. There was a whistle. I never heard it, but I can see that the official has his arm up.
If somebody watched the game last year and is watching this game today, they think it's a different sport because of the way the officials are calling it. This is a 2-minute penalty last year without question. That guy's off for 2 minutes. Now it's just a foul. The fouls, by the way, are 4-2. Cleveland 4, Pittsburgh 2. That could become a factor. But it's also changed the way the officials handle the game, I think.
It has. A lot of fouls. Should have been penalties, but they're just fouls this year. Here's a Hagen drive. That's wide. Sounded more dangerous than it was. Perfect. Clearing it, but Sibby's knocks it back for Hagen. Played back the other way to Kevin Morris. 7:22 to go. Regulation time, and it's dead even. 5 goals apiece. Papaleo with it. Near side for Hagen. Over to the far side, Kevin Morris with some room. No one closing him down. Over the midfield line comes Kevin. Deadlocked at 5. Morris to the left of Mifflin. Cuts it back to his right side. Kevin now lays it out on the right wing. Hagen, 40 feet from goal, against Murphy. Stops, cuts to his right. Still with it. Hagen now trying to shoot it, didn't get a good one. Headed by Child, loose in the box and cleared out. So dangerous for a while, but not enough. Craig Allen on the near side. I believe it hit somebody on the Spirit bench. And if so, it's Pittsburgh's ball, and that's what it is. No foul. Here's a look at Stan Terlecki. He's upset. I'm doing a good job of reading lips here, John. He's a little bit upset. I didn't see who that was from Cleveland that walked by. It will be Pittsburgh's ball. Again, we remind you, Pittsburgh and the Cosmos here next Friday. First visit ever to Pittsburgh by the world-famous Cosmos. If you have a MasterCard or Visa, you can call and charge your ticket order, the $7 midfield seat, for $5 by calling 642-2067. It's nail-biting time at the Civic Arena.
Boy, is it ever.
6:43 left on that clock. Good ball, O'Hara to Sibby's on the right. Ian for Green, great save, Vaccaro. That would have been an easy goal. All Charlie had to do was touch it, but Vaccaro knew it, and he came out. Big save.
Brilliant positioning by Vaccaro.
Potential danger here as Louis Nanshoff runs it down on the right side. Cuts it to his left foot. Feeds for Haskavy. O'Hara trying to close there. Kai Haskavy with it. Turning to the left. He's got so many moves. Now plays it out to Bernie James. Back for Haskavy. O'Hara on him. Played back to the right. Brett Hall smacks it. Blocked by O'Hara. Papaleo got it off his fingertips, and now Sibby's runs it out of danger up for Charlie Green. Terlecki breaking behind the defense. Charlie in a tough spot to hit him. Cuts it to the middle. Takes the shot. Saved by Vaccaro. Charlie had a hard shot on goal.
Good judgment, though, by Charlie Green. Terlecki wanted the lead pass, but it's a dangerous play, and your chances of getting it through those two men are not real good. So he did the right thing to settle it, and he got a good shot as a result.
Louis Nanshoff on the right. Wants to get it back on that left foot where he's stronger. Nanshoff now cuts right. Terlecki runs it down from behind to Papaleo. Joe throws it long on the bounce for Charlie Green with Brett Hall on him. Those two guys were traded for each other, Phoenix and Cleveland. Charlie Green on the left to Stan Terlecki. Wants it on the inside. Takes a shot, but it's blocked. Up to Christensen. Makes a pass with a back heel for Kai Haskavy.
That time the defense provided by Bernie James, who was our halftime guest. Bernie doing what he had to do against Stan Terlecki. You got to cut him off outside. You can't let him penetrate in there.
The closer than Stan gets, obviously, the more dangerous he is, although Stan can score from far out, so you have to close on him. He's capable of scoring from anywhere in the field, even bad angles. O'Hara clears it upfield, but Furphy will take it right back on the right side for Sweeney. Still tied at 5 with 4:52 left in regulation. Ostalchik on Sweeney. Sweeney cuts it, plays it to Furphy, a score. Everybody shifted, John, to the right side. We're going to take it to a commercial break. Cleveland leads for the first time this afternoon. 6-5, you're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer. Back live at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. I'm John Paul Della Camera with John Sanders for the first time this afternoon. The Force leads 6-5. We'll see if that changes their style somewhat. Furphy's 19th of the year from Sweeney at 10:15. Looked like the entire Spirit defense, and we're talking forwards and midfielders as well, shifted to the right when it was taken. We're going to take advantage of this other commercial. Now we're back at the Civic Arena. We said it was nail-biting time before. It still is, even more so. Spirit now needing one to tie. 4:07 to go in regulation for Leite on the right wing. Marcio cuts it to the inside. For Terlecki, great save, Vaccaro. His stand was open.
Saved
Right
it with his
upfield.
face that time. Hit him right in the face, I believe.
That was sacrificing the body. That ball had goal written all over it. It really did, with Stan in there deep. McKenzie with it. First time this afternoon, as we mentioned, that Pittsburgh needs one to tie. Mifflin steps inside and intercepts the ball. Mifflin to the inside. Wants Craig Allen. Nanchoff wide open, gets it, but Ostalchik does a great job in closing. Leite, broken up, kicked back in by Dargle for Louis Nanchoff. Nanchoff behind the situation, shoots it off the glass, stopped by Papaleo. McKenzie near side boards for Ostalchik. In some traffic. Greg trying to get up for Terlecki, cut off again by Christensen. Near side, Nanchoff. Penalty arc, Allen, it rolls in, save Papaleo. Here's a counterattack chance for Pittsburgh. Terlecki and Kevin Marr with the Jets on. Stand for Kevin Marr to the left. Didn't give it to him just where Kevin would have needed it. It was a bit behind him instead of in front, or else Pittsburgh had a great chance to score.
Time becomes a factor now with less than 3 minutes remaining in the game.
Dennis Mifflin with the ball. Upfield for Haskavy. Right side to Christensen. Both coaches can still use their one timeout per half that's allotted to them if they choose to, as McNiven breaks it up. McNiven on the run, right up the middle, into the attack zone. Still with it. Right side, Child, great save, rebound, score! David McKenzie! And I don't know if you caught that or not. His reaction could go on the highlight film. He does a forward roll when he's done. That's a big goal. McNiven with a nice play in front for Child, McCarroll the save, and nobody has David McKenzie.
It comes at 12:26. McNiven sets the play up. Watch him bring it in. There's Child's shot, save, and McKenzie, who had really come in deep, deeper than he usually does, is right there for the goal. There's the victory roll. It's his third goal of the season. Paul Child picks up the assist. Child is on the scoreboard individually, and we are tied at 6-6, right where we knew we'd be with 2 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the game.
The thing that was difficult about that was not that forward roll, but before that, Mack had a tough job to try to settle that ball. When Vaccaro knocked it down, that ball was up on a hop. McKenzie tried to settle it and then lift it. It may have looked easier than it actually was. That was not an easy shot to make. Kai Haskeby now plays it back. Nobody had Sweeney. That almost cost Pittsburgh. Here they come, though. This is an unbelievable game. If you have bad nerves, you shouldn't be watching. Hagen broken up, and McNiven is there. McNiven cuts to the left. Still with it. Lets it go back out to John O'Hara, tied at 6:2:05 to go in regulation time. To the right side for Hagen. You couldn't have scripted it better. Hagen to the right. In the box. Child tried to backheel it. James took him down to the box. And all the referees in the stands are calling this one. Kai Haskeby at the red line. Lays it off for Sweeney. Broken up by Gordon Smith. Hits off the official, Mantell. Picked up by Brett Hall. 6-6, 1:42 to go. And for Haskeby, broken up, Gordon Smith. On the go to the right side for Hagen. Back for O'Hara, up the middle for Smith, and now Pittsburgh back in the ball possession style.
And if you're thinking about overtime, the Spirit 2-3 in overtime games this year, including one loss to Cleveland. The Force 3-2 in overtime games, so each have played 5.
The difference being Cleveland's win over Pittsburgh, actually, as Smith plays it right side to Hagen. David Hagen's got 3 already. Lays it back out to Gordon Smith, right side to McNiven, broken up by Furphy. O'Hara in to help out.
It becomes almost sudden death now with 1:10 left.
This is playoff atmosphere at the Civic Arena. Hagen trying to play it back. Sweeney breaks it up. Now it's Brett Hall, 4-on-4 coming back. A minute to go in the game. Haskeby in a 6-6 tie. Shot off the post and in. Kai Haskeby from a very difficult angle. And he takes it in stride. Furphy is more excited than Haskeby. So, it is now 7-6 Cleveland. This is one of those games, John, that it's hard to believe how it turned around.
Now watch him. He's so smooth, so strong, and so quick. Just picks the corner. You talk about breaks. We've seen some posts hit this afternoon. The Spirit will take a timeout. He hits the post, but he gets the right carom, and it goes in.
That's a great shot as we look at it again. He puts it between the legs of Gordon Smith and to the far post. Hard to tell from this angle if Joe gave him a little too much room on that side. Really tough to tell, but it was a great shot from Kai Haskeby. It is 7-6 Cleveland. You're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer. Welcome back. And as I said before, if your nerves bother you, you shouldn't have kept watching. John, this game has changed around so much, it's just unpredictable. It's not even in a pattern anymore.
Haskeby now has the hat trick, and of course the fans from Cleveland very happy with what has happened here in the 4th period. The Spirit went in leading 5-4. Haskeby tied it at 5-5. Furphy made it 6-5 Cleveland. McKenzie answered that to tie it at 6. We have 56 seconds left in regulation.
The only defender out there is John O'Hara. He is the 6th attacker. Sibby's, Child, Terlecki, Green, and Hagen. That is firepower plus. Let's see if they can do it. 52 seconds now left. John O'Hara with it. holding on Alex Tarnozzi on for only, what, his second shift of the game.
And we have all 5 defenders on for Cleveland. So it's a penalty situation, almost a power play type situation as far as this game is concerned, and it's on the line right here.
O'Hara trying to chip it. Couldn't do much with it there, and it goes into the seats. Kicking for Cleveland, and they will more than likely try and hold on to this ball as best they can. Foul situation. 4 for Cleveland, 2 for Pittsburgh. Benny Dargle on the free kick. Pittsburgh needs the ball. Charlie Green will block it for Child. Green getting it back, knocks it back for John O'Hara, who can handle it there in the box. He's like a goalkeeper, but he can come forward more so than most goalkeepers would, especially at this stage. Good ball. Charlie Green, 20 seconds. Charlie in the box, kicked up into the air by Dargle. Headed the other way. O'Hara trying to settle it. 14 seconds left to Terlecki. They've got to get closer for a shot. In for Hagen. For Green. Can't turn. Blocked in the penalty arc area. Dennis Mifflin will get it. Clears it out. O'Hara with 4 seconds left. McCarroll punching it into the crowd. There's 1 second left. And a corner kick for Pittsburgh. It would have looked a little bit better if the clock showed 3 seconds. But it went right down to 1. So Pittsburgh needing a miracle right here. Terlecki will be playing it in. Stan with 1 chance. 1 second, not a lot of time. It can happen, but watch how Cleveland guards against it. Terlecki's going to wait and see what they give him before making the decision where it's going. Stan right out. The shot was blocked off the foot of Dave Hagen, and that's it. And the only people in this building that are cheering are right there from Cleveland. The Cleveland Forest Boosters. There's a couple hundred of them here. It was a great game this afternoon, John, but one that Pittsburgh knows they let get away.
Certainly did. They had a 2-goal lead most of the game from the first period on, but Keith Furphy, one of the keys to the success of Cleveland. We're going to be naming our Stroh's offensive and defensive players of the game. When we come back, we will wrap it up. You're watching Pittsburgh Spirit Soccer.